Hello, everyone. Thanks for another pop-up operation stream. And we'll give this a quick test. We'll let you know, can you hear me? Comments, wigwag, workshop, how are you? You former Wisconsinite, my friend, off the rails. Hey there, who else is here? Caboose 121. And that might be it for all. Maybe we'll track some more viewers. But what I'm going to try and do tonight is we're going to get rid of these. And I've got my new Digitrax UT6Ds from Iron. I got these from Iron Planet Hobbies with Heath discount. Thank you, Heath. They have the best prices around, and then Heath gives you another 10% off just by being his buddy and pal. Hello, Nick. How's California today? Or tonight? Maybe it's a cooler evening. So yeah, Iron Planet Hobbies. Really good price on these. If you're a Digitrax user, it's time to upgrade. And so I want to test them out. And Randall, hello, Randall. Are you working? Are you driving crews around? And I'll swing over to my gimbal camera, and we'll run an empty train up the hill so we can clear a track. Then we'll do a dock shove and a dock pull. And then we're going to grab the interchange track and get some Great Northern and some Northern Pacific ore cars loaded. We're loading up the Matt Dosa today. That's the boat at the dock, named for a son of one of my best friends, Dan Dosa, Matthew Dosa. Number 4 on the board. 4 is good. A trip to Springfield. So, well, let's get going. I'll fire up the Alco C424s and show you these new throttles. They're kind of cool. And then we'll switch some in the yard and maybe get a mine run in or two. We'll see how long my voice lasts. So you guys chat and we'll see. Maybe if I can't talk, I'll bring up a co-host or something. So let me see if I can switch this over to a the old iPhone camera. Randy, how are you? So we're going to take Alco Centuries and put them on the front of the empties here. I'm going to make the throttle here. Big light up. Direction switch. See the headlights go on and off for directions. We got our beacons going. I can fire up my welder for tonight. Crossovers. Change direction. All right. That's that. That's pretty good. Your function buttons, your engine choice. It's pretty cool. Check on the comments here. Don, greetings. Randy says hi. Everybody says hi back. James is here. Hello, James. I like your logo. All right, so we'll follow that train up the hill. I'll cut away and then we'll come back to the yard and we'll check in on some more comments. So here we go, up the mountain. Didn't quite come. I didn't shut them off today. That should be good. I already got issues. It's right here on this dock. Did we get past the detector?
Split rock violator detector. Milepost 28.6. No defects. Repeat. No defects.
in there for now. We'll catch up with the chat here. Everybody saying hello. Everybody being kind. No bots yet. And John's here. Evening, John. Hope you're playing the guitar and watching. That would be neat. Here we go. Do I weigh my cars? No, I put them right at the NMRA standards for an ore car. I think it's right around 3.5 ounces. So you can see it in there. I have to shine a light, but there's a lead shot in the bottom I've glued. There you can see it. Remove the comment. But each car has weight on it. And each car you can kind of see a little lump at the coupler trip pin. That's extra iron dust. I put it in super glue, and then I add extra dust. Some of the crazy things I do to get it to operate better. But no, I don't weigh them too much because I got that hill to climb, and then when I add the loads are solid epoxy, so that's pretty heavy. I'm trying to find a way to make hollow loads. Weathering the bridge, is it the drawbridge, John? Because that drawbridge, you better enter in a contest. That thing is gorgeous. Interior in the water. I'm tempted to try your water method you did with the tissue paper, because when I pour in front of me the big Lake Superior portion, it's kind of it kind of scares me, that big a pour. Good evening. Oh, a truss bridge. Okay. Truss. Oh, a man of many scales. Okay. Okay. So, is the Schuylkill River, is that an N scale layout? I should know this. I don't know that. Yeah, that water on the drawbridge is. I might, just like you said, I'm going to make a little diorama. That's the perfect thing, because that diorama is such a perfect thing for testing. Testing water, testing weathering, testing making bridge tracks, bridge tie, before trying to make a whole scene on your layout. I think that's a clinic unto itself. Is, if you're worried about doing that on your layout, make a diorama that way. Okay, it's HO. Okay. Oh, that's right, Dan. That's right. You're a Masabi guy. Well, we'll see some Masabi cars here in a bit. So next, I've got a load of ore cars we're going to shove to the dock. And then we'll pull the empties off that we spotted earlier. And I'll show you how that works. And then we'll go get the interchange cars and run around them. So let me go grab that, and I'll switch cameras back. This one is the 3200. This is that guy. And what we have made up here. You see, I got all orange pins. wind up here. And that's the next shove to go up to the dock. This is a good test for operations coming up. Should get a guy from Mini Prints on the end there. Have him shove out. See my messy workbench. There we go. Losing it. So what I want to engage now is there's a delayed magnet under there. And I pull this, and the magnet moves under that. So I change directions. And then the couplers are offset. And if I go forward, they won't buckle up. And so then I can push the cars to the spot on the dock that I need them to fill up that boat. And I can just walk away. Now, since they're not joined, away I go. No hands. And then we'll come over and grab those empties. See if I can show you how I do it here. So here's a boat. You see, it's the Matt Dosa boat 2. And it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 shoves of 10 cars each. And it needs a load of yellow, rock, green, orange, and then Great Northern and Masabi, and then black, white, and then yellow and green to get the correct consistency for the steel mill. And here we see the Jolt Wagner. That one's loaded, and that one's sailed. All the pins are in it. And then this will be the next one, the Terry Doll. So I can do 3 boats. My goal is 2 boats a session. We've got at the most a boat and a half. We're on my podcast microphone. My dog. There we go. Now we got some lights. Next task is to go down here to the interchange and pick up those guys. All right, take a break and we'll check the chat and see if anyone's got any questions. Great little innovation. Must be the magnets. I'll show you how to, Shay Zenskill, good evening. Show you how to I change out the ore loads here too, because for an operating session, I have 3 operators, and then I act as a train master. So I refill and empty all the ore cars. And the Alco fleet, yes, something very unique. Any other questions or comments or insults? Everyone, who's got plans for the weekend? It's kind of raining here. So there was somebody from California. I hope they get some rain. Cooling off. We needed it today, but it was hot. I know. Who needs lights? Yeah. I'm working on putting lights in the caboose so I can have a blinking EOT in the end. I've got one, and that actually has a DCC decoder in it, and some other fun things I'm adding. Got to the point where I'm adding sound. Like I said, I have a Soundtrack sound car stationary decoder. That's kind of fun. And give the grass a beat. I've mowed the lawn twice. It's been that dry, so I'm been pretty lucky. I've been pretty lucky, but I had one of my grandsons mow the lawn for some money too, but that looked like it was done by a drunken monkey. So I don't know how that came about, but he didn't want to come back. I said, "Really, it needs mowing again," and he didn't want to come back. So anyone sending me messages there? Not much, but some. Yeah, I don't know. The fires. There's fires in Montana and somewhere else west because every morning here in Minnesota we wake up to this gray golden sky, and it's all the smoke coming across the Dakotas, and just a haze. It's kind of makes a neat sunrise, but sad to see all that burning down. Everybody's mowing. That must be the Saturday thing. Our neighbors, we have younger neighbors behind us, and they like to enjoy themselves on the outside deck a little late at night. And I know they're all partying till the wee hours. So I do the old man thing and mow my lawn at 6 a.m., Okay. Bullfrogs. Oh, okay. How do I do stuff today? Let me know how you like the bullfrogs. I started out with those. I like how simple they are, and I love the cost, but I didn't like that I couldn't reverse them, because I like all mine are hand throws. And I like all of my switches when they're in to the fascia to be for the normal route. So I had to make up almost like a model airplane linkage to reverse the bullfrog throw. But I'd like to see that. Yeah, everybody's way of getting even. Yeah, that's my old guy laughing at him. Well, I'll fix you. I'm gonna mow the lawn and snow blow their driveway at 4 a.m. and stuff like that. And drink a few. What are you drinking? What are you, Aggie? You still drinking Wisconsin beer? Yes, a bell crank. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, that's what I used. You can see the mountains. Yeah, triple digits. Something's beeping. Triple digits. Ouch. Yeah, somebody. Who was it? Tina Marie was saying it was 112 in Vegas. I'm like, no thanks. No thanks. But yeah, I hope you guys get some modeling in. Get some layout time to be cooler. Last the summer. I know it's football season, right? Didn't football start last night? So that takes up Thursday to Monday now. So how many of you, I'll ask this question, if I knew how to set up a poll like Keith would, how many of you operate or go to other people's layouts to operate? And also let me know if any of you have never operated. I know he says that he has yet to get to a session, so hockey season, yeah. In this state, it's always hockey season. I think the kids go to summer camp. They do all kinds of things. So John never has. Okay. And I know Eric says he does. Yeah, he says he's never had either. And Steve, yeah, there's quite a few. Here in the Twin Cities, we're hosting operating sessions for people who've never operated. For wig, steel. Yeah, no, I understand that if you're not in a major metropolitan area. But my NMRA division, we're putting together an operations sort of a weekend for people such as you gentlemen who've never had a chance. They don't know anyone or don't do this, so we're putting it out there. And I think we're opening it up to like 24 people. And it'll be a Saturday, and you operate on 2 different layouts. You'll operate one in the morning and one in the afternoon, so you can see all kinds of things. Okay, Caboose operates. And when the railroad lets you off, yeah. So how many guests how many can you host for your sessions? Yeah, it would be fun, John. I thought if I had to, a rich man, I'd fly all my friends into the Twin Cities and we run trains and drink beer and talk smart all the time. Microsoft train symbol. See, I know you can do mainline trains, but you can switch on that too. See, I didn't know that. But yeah, it seems if you're in a major area, I think that's one of the main discussion I have with Heath is just it's wild that New York City has such a population, but so few layouts. So it's kind of a spatial thing, I guess. And even there's a lot of clubs around there, but I think we all forget about the size because I was talking to Heath the other day. There was a club on Long Island that operates, but he says it's 2 hours from him, even from Manhattan. And, nope, very good. That's the goal, Don. Yeah, and that's one of the things too is this operations weekend we're hosting. We're also asking people that have operated but don't know anybody or can't break into these rotating sessions, these whatever clicks, if you want to call them. Because people like me who operate, I'm always looking for operators, and sometimes we can't. But no one cares what scale you model in. That doesn't matter. And clueless people operations, I'll take 100 times over someone who's going to tell me what I'm doing wrong. I think one of my best pieces of advice of operations is I can get you invited to an operation session, but you have to work on getting invited back. You know, I'll take a good guest over a good operator anytime. You know, if you're kind and having fun and enjoying snacks and BSing, it's a very social. This is a social hobby. I don't care if you can't switch into a car. It's a mythical company anyway. So I met a guy on the okay. Well, keep after him, Steve. I think, you know, a lot of people, they make one contact, then they wonder. And now just, you know, especially in fall and winter seems to be the operations time. People back down in the basement, at least here in the Midwest. And things like that. There's Daryl. California contingent is here. And you have trains that will travel for nothing. I wonder how far any of you would travel miles or time-wise to go to a session. And yeah, River Rail's one of the top groups, Randy. You know, that crew of yours down there. Yeah, they're always looking for operators. You guys have so many wonderful layouts, but it's not the population of the Twin Cities. So, but yeah, the River Rail layouts are fantastic and wonderful hosts and wonderful operators. I've never had a bad time at anything going on down there. And no, you're not allowed in the basement. And yeah, but you know, Daryl, I asked you if you operated on your layout the other day. You said no, and you claimed it's the heat. But now I'm thinking your name is Derail, Daryl. So maybe, you know, maybe if you change your moniker, we could get you operating. They cannot switch one or car is not a problem, but 30 cars on a hey, you know, we'll just move the pins around to get it right. So yeah, about an hour. And I think that's what it is, because even here in the Twin Cities metropolitan area, about 45 minutes. You know, there's some really beautiful layouts like Randy was talking about La Crosse, you know, Claire, you know, that are 2.5, 3 hours away, but wow, it's a long weekend. Yeah. But yeah, I just don't know that. And those of you who have never been, I just wonder if you're ever interested in it. You know, but it's just one portion of the hobby. You know, that's the greatest thing we always talk about. This hobby has so many subgroups. You know, if you like carpentry, like electricians, you like history, you like painting, weathering, you like modeling, you like collecting. You know, give ops a try sometime. John, what is the closest major city to you? And I always keep forgetting where people are. I know where the Canadians are. They all live around Toronto. It's not Toronto, it's Toronto, I guess. And when I was like, yeah. Have you ever operated? Let's go. We're talking about hunting. 4 hours. Yeah. But you stay overnight, I think, too, Andy. I don't know. I've always wanted to go to, there's a thing, Kansas City. One of my crew now is out east. He's operating, I'll name drop. Tonight he's operating on Tony Custer's layout. Tomorrow he'll be at David Bailey's. Dave has those lovely, I think he's live tomorrow night, Saturday night on Facebook. His Onondaga Cutoff. Wonderful session. And an ore mine scene or a scene that could use a shovel? No. And the reason why is I model the Vermilion Iron Range, and all the ore mines are underground. They're all underground ore mines. There's no open pits like the Masaba and in Michigan to go Jeeba Range. Saves me a lot of time. Okay. Yeah, I know SoCal has some amazing layouts too. Pasadena and San Diego, that museum down there has 2 or 3 layouts. Northeast suburbs of Dallas. There's quite a few, I think, in Dallas and Texas that do operate. And JMRI, yeah, JMRI is a love it or leave it program. The people that can do it love it. I operate on one layout that has that, and it's just fabulous because they've tweaked and tweaked and tweaked it. And then another guy has a switch list program, but it's not the same. But JMRI is quite interesting. It's quite for switching there. Fly to an eye. Oh yeah. Well, there is Randy knows this too. There's a group called, they call themselves Pro Rail. And these are the model railroaders, like you're saying, that fly around the country. And they will fly into the Twin Cities or Kansas City or Michigan or Texas, someplace where there's 10 or 20 layouts that host one of these OPSIG weekends. And they'll come in with just their group. Opposite years of, I think Chicago is Rust Rail. I don't know I forgot what Kansas City calls theirs. There's OS Omaha. There's a whole bunch of layouts around Omaha. We, of course, have Minrail. There's River Rail. There's Island Ops out there on the East Coast. And, welcome back, Wiggy. And, no, I open pit mines are just too much to model. It'd be my whole basement would just be the spiral pit. I mean, if the Hull Rust Mahoning mine up in Hibbing is pretty much the size of Rhode Island. So it's the largest iron ore mine in the world till Australia started digging. And yeah. And like you said, Daryl, like the temperatures, California, your California basement that you built your beautiful layout in, I always call it that. It's subject to the weather. Here in the Midwest, it's humidity, and West Coasters, it's a temperature. Which Eric, your layout's not in a basement, is it? Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what they are. It's it's people who were, former CEOs or presidents of companies that like model trains, and they will fly around the country to operate really nice railroads. Prairie Rail. Thank you, Randy. There we go. Prairie Rail. And I know there might be one in Northern California, Bay Rail. Yeah, Texas. Texas doesn't have basements. No. Unless you got the fire ants beneath your house, and they'll dig one out. Because I always remember that. That was San Antonio was enough. Like that was enough. Off the rails, everyone saying hello, hello, hello. I'll show you real quick. We'll switch it back to unloading the ore on the dock. And how I just move the pins to the map, and then I'll show you the magnetic tool I use. I call it an ore plucker to pull the loads out. So basically, I just do this by hand. It's just a map pin. And I'll just stick them here. And there we go. And then there's corresponding cards. So to pull these loads out, this is my gizmo. Piece of PVC pipe. And you can see on the bottom it's got magnets. And this is from a tortoise switch machine. Steel washers. And these go in an ore bucket. I pile them all in there. Doing it left-handed. And by having the pin on there, the car stays on the track. Otherwise, pulling the load out would derail it. Oh, pick it up like that. I'm going to switch hands. Since I'm not left-handed. Now you can see the weights in there. So that's how they go. They go in the bucket. Got a couple washers in there. And then the ore plucker works really, really well. All right. And with the mine, we refill them. That's a nice backdrop I got from Jason. Makes that scene just pop. Goggles on already. So, yeah. All right, so let's go get the interchange covers. I can remember. Which one of these was the right throttle? Still welded. All right. So now I'm going to come in there. Great Northern in the sun. All right, what did I miss here? Your model steel, I model steel. Yeah, anybody. I like all things with steel. I'm making some flat steel loads, some coil loads. Kind of that's my thing is how steel and ore is handled by railroads. Yeah. Plumber's here. Hello, plumber. All right. Randall got called. Okay. Fluorescent yellow. They might be there. It's a CSX yellow. I've hopefully toned down for the weathering. Just regular KD magnets. In the yard I have non-delayed, and then I have delayed on the ore dock, and I've got delayed up at the mines. So reclaimers. Ah, interesting. That's the red ore. You mean the red pins or the ore? The red ore, the red pins are Mesabi, Duluth, Mesabi, and Iron Range. The Northern Pacific is silver because they have a lot of chromium steel. And the Great Northern, of course, is the Big Sky Blue. So, engine number system. Ah, yes. Engine numbers go with the type of engines. So the 3200s are RS32s, 3600s are RS36s, the 1100s are RS11s, the 424s are in the 4240 to 4249. The 425s are 4250 to 4259, and the C430s. I've only got demos for the C430s. C420s are the 4200 to 4209. So usually if you're looking at the digits on the engine, that's the kind it is. The RS32s look exactly pretty much like top nose RS11. Yeah, I have them drop like a business, but that would be good. That would make a clunk. People have always asked me about live loads, and I'm just like, I've seen it on ore and coal hauling railroads, and it's a real mess. It's just, it's not worth it, you know. Yellow is good for, yeah. And I wanted something different from all the other maroon, Mesabi and Erie Mining and things like that. And the ore plucker. Yeah, that ore plucker was interesting device. And Roy's here. Hello, Roy. I didn't see you come in there. Welcome. I have a couple other friends that model ore operations a lot larger than mine. And they have magnetic loads too, but they don't have the pin. And what I learned is when you go to get the load without the pin, it derails the car. It just yanks the load left or right. With the pin, the tortoise switch machine throw, it holds it in place. And things like this. Uh-oh. Wigwag is accent of 3D printers. I'm the last guy to ask. I hope somebody in chat is. I'm not technically inclined. And I probably won't get one until there's an app for my phone that I can scan an object and put it in there. So, because I don't want to spend on my hobby designing things. I'll pay people to design them. So anybody wants to make me things, I will gladly pay you on Tuesday. And very good. Yeah, steel mill modeling. I think steel mills are so, I mean, they have their own special interest group. It's if you're looking for bang for your buck, you know, the most operation in a small space, you can't beat a steel mill. There's just no way. Yeah. 300 subscribers. Well, congrats. Next is 500. We'll get you there. An enterprise replicator. Yeah. I saw a documentary on the mission to Mars, and they're not sending up spare parts or anything. They're just sending 3D printers that have all the plans of everything in the whatever the ship and what they'll need. You know, gallons and gallons of resin or metal or something. And so, here comes John. And Ender 3, I've heard really good things about those. And you can probably correct me, John, if I'm wrong, but the 3D printers, I'm calling them the VHS machines because the quality's going up and the price is coming down. You know, I think if you bought one today, next week you can buy a higher quality one for $10 less. So, but yeah, 300. Okay. I'll have to look for it. Yeah, you know, I've seen a couple, but they're very crude, and once you scan it, it needs a lot of cleanup. So, you know, yeah, Discord's you get a lot of information on there. You know, I'm always amazed at what people create with a 3D printer. I do think form follows function, and I've seen a lot of people create throttle holders and other things. Yeah, because now I got my new throttle. All my old throttle holders were for this, and now the new ones I got to get different ones and stuff like that. Using dirt to the 3D printer. Yeah, I'm sure it's just the high tech ones. Here in the major metropolitan area, there's also 3D printers that you can go online, and there's probably 30 companies that have a 3D printer, and they don't use them all the time. So a goober like me could create something and send it to one of their printers, and then you just pay the time and the resin or whatever. But they have like an open book where you could, send it to ABC Company or XYZ Ranch or whatever, and you could book time. They go home at night at 5, and you're there printing from 7 to midnight. So, and yeah, the YouTube numbers. Yeah, every now and then they'll nerf. I don't get it. I mean, they sent me a notice of like, okay, you have 50 new subscribers, and I'm looking at the same number. Okay, well, 60 left, then I don't get it. So I think all social media platforms do that. TikTok nerfs the bots, Twitter, every now and then. And absolutely terrible at CAD. You're terrible at CAD, or the printer's terrible at CAD? I know it would be me. The treasurer of our NMRA division he does CAD for a living, and he has some amazing 3D printed trains. But he's moving south for work, so I lost my good resource locally. He also had heck of a laser cutter. So, well, let me ask you guys, would you want a 3D printer or would you want a laser cutter engraver? I think for me, a laser would actually be better. Maybe because I can understand 2 dimensions there. And it's just, yeah, there you go, Daryl. And I believe what he said too is that you create videos, you'll get subscribers. You do live streams, you'll gain a community. So, I try and do 2 to 1, and that's very true. It's just the plumber wants a laser with me too. Okay, Otter Creek wants a laser. Steve wants everybody. Yeah, I think a laser. Even a little one that like comes from Micromark would be kind of cool. And oh, where did John go here? Yeah, both. So, I always thought I wanted a CNC machine. Maybe I call my cricket cutter a poor man's laser too, but my dentist, I think the first time I saw a really neat CNC machine, I was getting a crown, and they made an imprint and took it while I was waiting for it. They had a CNC machine, routed out a new tooth for me, stuck. I'm like, well, could that make trains? Could that make bridge piers? Could that make, so. Yeah. And in the steel mill stuff, I think like the steel mill SIG, I don't know if you subscribe, some of those, pretty much all the parts to detail a Walter steel mill are 3D printed. There's some amazing stuff that's 3D printed for things like that. James taking off. Oh, thank you, James. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all you guys. Me just popping up. He was hanging out on a Friday, having a cold one. Get up in the morning and go to a train sale tomorrow. Hopefully I can sell some stuff. Anybody want to buy some Digitrax throttles? But I appreciate all you guys stopping by and saying hey and chatting. This is a good version of the Corner Tavern during the showstopper. This was pretty good. So that's the basic ore operations. Like I said, the next thing in the yard would shove out the interchange ore. I have the yard master. This is the only paperwork I have. So we can get some like this. Shove 4 on the Matdosa. So 5 big sky blue, 5 red. Track 2 shows the pockets. Then the next one, is that backwards? Let me know if that's backwards. But I get index cards. So while you're back at the yard, you can just pull out a card and then you know what to switch out. If you want, I now let my operators look at the map that I showed you earlier, the graph, and they can shotgun it out there because it really doesn't matter what order it goes in the boat. It just matters that it gets that amount of those colors because it represents. And off the rails, thank you for showing up. It just matters that it gets that blend of ore. That's a grade percentage that gets to the steel mill that paid for higher grade ore, or they saved money and bought a lower grade. Like a 68% would be high, 62% ore would be the economy version. And so, Steve, where's your train show at? Prototype tomorrow. Randy, be safe. I think about you, my friend, out there on the rails. I'm out there. We lost 3 guys in 2 weeks. We lost 2 guys the other night in California. Randy, be safe, my friend. You know, and it wasn't new guys. It was old guys like us. So you be safe out there, my friend. Enjoy your river rail. Take care. Let me say goodbye, Randy. Randy, good soul. Randy can build some switches. I hand build switches. You ought to see that guy build some switches. He's a really a good operator, good switch guy, good railroader. But yeah, that's the basic operations. The only thing we haven't done is a mine run. I think my camera that I have on my gimbal is just about dead. So, and we've been going an hour. And, you heard that, Randy? Yes, all compliments, Randy. Nothing but good things for you, my brother. Simple, like X number of these cars, rather than yeah, and I like that because as you go, you can add more to it. You know, I think that. You know, you can detail your operations, and I don't mind it if it's a nuance, if they're following what that's the way the prototype did it, yeah. Or they're making stuff up that's a nuisance. And we talk about that a lot on my podcast about operating a nuance versus a nuisance, you know. So I don't mind, you know, things where you go into a town and you just have to swap a boxcar for a boxcar like on old, you know, in your train you have a tank car and there's 3 industries, a scrapyard, you know, a factory and an oil dealer. Well, guess where the tank cars go, you know. That's still operations. So outside Colton, yeah, I was in a Daryl might know, a little town called Mecca, California, on the Golden State Route. Really sad, you know. I think one guy was a year away from retiring. The other guy, the conductor was just only around for 2 years. Brutal. And then we lost another guy down in Texas. Miscommunication with the maintenance away crews. He was an 11-year veteran. I'm the safety coordinator for where I work, you know, on my road here in the Twin Cities. And I get all that information and I try and protect my guys so bad. But yeah, that was I think it's out from Colton, but it was in Mecca, California, between Yuma and Indio, I think, in the Beaumont there. Yeah, bigger drops. Yeah, we have a couple layouts in town that do multi-level layout. They don't want to do the car spots and this, so they do transfers, which is, you know, they'll have a transfer from a short line will come in, drop cars off, and then they'll pick it up and go back, and then the main line they'll transfer around, and that's fine too. I think that's kind of fun too, you know. No, and I think N-scale is just brutal on me. You know. So I always like the car cards with the picture, or like me with the colored pin, you know. And it's fun, you know. That's the whole thing. It's fun, you know. If you're going from A to B to C to D with a local, pick and choose. You know, there's a boxcar, pick one up. There's a gondola, drop one off. You know, the scrapyard's empty. I think that's fun. I think that who's a YouTuber, SoCal Models, the little layout in his California basement operates that way. I don't think he has JMRI or car cards. So he just goes out and we're gonna switch, you know, the corn syrup plant today, and has a ball doing it. Just has a ball doing it. Yeah, it was in Mecca. You can look that up. And yeah, thank you. It shouldn't happen. It's, you know, I know they made a show about those guys on the crab boats being the deadliest job, but I think they're going to be pushing those guys aside and coming out to the railroad. Want to have the capacity to want kernels or cars? Oh, sure. And I think that's good too. A blend. And even on my layout, it's very simple. But if you want a yard job, you have the yard switch in Nordock. You want to do the road trains, you know, the first way we ran, you haul the empties up and the loads down. And if you want the local, then you go out and do the mine runs. So my layout is basically a play in 3 acts, a 3-act play. And when people come over to operate, I used to have them rotate jobs. Now I just say, what do you want to do? And some people go, I just want to run trains. And okay, you have the road job. And yeah, that's a good thing too, Steve. If you don't mind marking up your cars. I think modern tank cars have the numbers on the roof. And I think gondolas have it on the inside too. They paint them on there. Yeah, the cars. Yeah, we need to make that glass. We should. That was one of the reasons if I ever tear down this layout, I'm going to O scale because then it's just okay. I can read that number there. It'd be kind of fun to have an O scale operating layout because then it's like the heft and the weight and all kinds of stuff like that. And I kind of like that. So, like this, yeah, that's what I thought, Daryl. I knew like your layout is pretty much set up for that. I got to watch on your channel for a layout tour and stuff. But you know, you're still moving. Anytime you're moving cars with a purpose, you're operating. You know, if you don't have a car card and a weigh bill and it's only moving a car with a purpose is operations. And Ken's here. All hail Ken, the S-Scale King. Good evening, Ken. The city buses. We get thrown under the bus a lot around here. Like the G-scale. See, that's not fair. That's not fair. But do you operate on G-scale? Do you operate your garden railway? Do you haul fertilizer out to the petunias and the carrots you pluck back to the kitchen? Do you operate your garden railway? That's the whole thing. Now I want to go back to what Daryl said here. Yeah, I think that's a really great way to solo operate your layout. And I probably with Daryl, you could probably send a train on the main line and kind of go out and dodge that train. You know, I've seen you have just really slow running, well tuned up engines as they go by. I watch your feed and they go by. I'm like, wow, those are nice. And you could just, have that train. Okay, when the train's clear, we're going to go move over the other side of the tracks. It's coming back around loop. Let's get in the clear. And that's kind of fun into itself too. I think I'm kind of sad I don't have a continuous loop. So yeah. And Wiggy or don't now we're causing you to spend money. And Heath is here. So sound but wanted to pop. Okay, just watching. You can't hear us, so I'll wave at Heath. We're talking good about him. And we'd like to thank Heath as a sponsor of a Crossing Gate podcast. And 3D print. Yeah, everybody's spending money on there. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thanks for thinking about us rails too. You guys have a good night. But yeah, I agree with you. Anytime you're moving it with a purpose, and it's too late. It's way too late for you. Because he saw you come in. That's right. But he's in bed with his the track inspector. I think that's what he says. And all right. Let's see what else I had on my list to bring up tonight. Okay. I have to write that down. He's here, better go. Yeah, Cameron, it's too late for you. Now 90% done with 5 wall car. Okay, so are you 3D printing those? Or did you get a set and you're working on, or I always wondered if people would 3D print the containers, knowing the price of containers. I watch one of your trains go by and I'm counting the containers and I'm like, the containers prices have gone up to buy any of those. I just maybe 3D print out 100 of those. The throttle, these are amazing. I'm gonna go grab one. Yeah, I'm liking them. I don't know why they kicked off. I'm plugging them in, but I got the battery in there. But I'll have to learn all the little functions, activity thing. I like the function buttons. I like that it shows the speed, and that'll really kick in when I'm switching up at the mines. Because my engines, I don't know if you guys notice, my engines, if you click the throttle to one click, they move. Because I have to have that, and there's no momentum. And I know you can have momentum with like an F6 brake, but I don't want momentum when I'm using magnets. If you're using the picks, that's great. I don't know if I got my pick over here. But if you're using picks, skewers, or anything like that, I think the latest hot thing to use are these dental brushes. I thought I had a couple over here. Oh well. I don't know. They have these little dental brushes you clean your teeth with. You stuff them between 2 Katy couplers and they go. Yeah. No. That's Viva La Difference. And I know operations isn't for everybody. There's so many wonderful people in the hobby that just want to build structures. And they wipe me out. You look at George Celios and stuff. And it's sometimes it's difficult to get all of this and all that and operate and stuff, because a lot of operators have a plywood Pacific. And okay. So you do print the containers, okay? You print some coal loads. Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking if I could print 3D ore loads, because then I could make them hollow and they wouldn't weigh as much. And I could also 3D print in on the bottom a specific flat spot to glue the washers to. And they did not work for you on N scale. Okay. We've tried them on a couple of HO layouts, and And they're just fabulous. We even put extensions on them. You know, I've always been a skewer guy, but I hate jamming them between the couplers. I should have one here. And yeah, love building structures. And that's model. Your model already. And but yeah, go back to this, some coal loads. I always wondered if the 3D printer, like coal loads and ore loads, if you could make them that are not smooth, you know, how like coals, when you look at coal, it's got sharp edges, and rock, ore is just rock. If you could get the 3D printer to really get those rocks, because I make them and then I use a mold. Yeah. Contributor, yeah, I do too. And yeah, and I just, some people operate, you know, I think one of the people that has the most fun is Anthony Dodge. Just has a hoot with his. You know, he just loves those German trains. That's what he rode, and that's what he sees, and he gets them. You have a dental pick. Yeah, mine are like the little brushes, the little flossers. Come up with something simple. Yeah, because I'm always getting guys. I used to cast them and sell them, but it was such a pain. It got too much. Wood craftsman kit. See, you got me. I have no patience for that. I would rather scratch build everything out of styrene, because I have no idea how to build a wood kit. I don't know the bracing. The buildings look spectacular. I've seen the laser cut kits. Not for me, you know. I got all the certificates on the wall. That's not one of them. They were the thinnest option. See, I've seen two. Yeah. So this is, and I agree with that, Don. I have a friend who has this Masabi railroad, and he took my ore loads and then glued actual iron ore, you know, smushed down on top of it. But the thing is, if you after handling his ore loads whole session, you know, his ore docks take like 70 cars, your hands turn red. So I'm like, you gotta overspray it. If you put coal on there, your hands are gonna be black, handling like this. Yeah, and that's what I understand about you, Heath. You're just a genius. Your layout's gonna be the tech savvy, you know, switches, lights, this, sound, everything. And in fact, I'm gonna take a quick break and see if I can find one of those brushes. Okay, I grabbed these. And there's bigger ones in this. And then it's got a little fuzzy. And that goes between the couplers, and it just seems to work. I think you can put this on here. And then it gets longer. Is this what you guys are using? So yeah, this is Precision Clean interdental brushes. I know they make them in a couple different sizes. I bought some red ones. Those seem to work a little better. All right, Heath. So this thing just made a lot of beeps and shut off. Is that normal? Is that a shutdown mode? You know, that would not fit in an N-scale coupler. Huh. But I think that's the point. If you push it between it, it should come apart. But that wasn't working for you. I mean, it's really tiny. It's much about the same size as a micro brush. You know, I think you can fit that between a coupler. I don't know why you couldn't fit that thing in there. This is the metal tool to use to scrape plaque. Huh. Okay. You can turn off the beeps and you can change the time. Oh, okay. All right. To pay you for a lesson. At least I got the little lanyard thing to go around my neck there. But yeah, I got to figure out what all the buttons are for. I don't know what this one's for yet. And I do though like that it shows I can get it to come back on. Yeah. I do like that it shows all the speeds and the functions. And so this one's got 0 and 6 going. Number 27. It's in reverse. It switches. Speed is 0. And it's got a blinking dot on the top. I don't know what that's for. But these are supposedly the duplex ones. And they've been working. Oh, helps if I put it in gear. Yeah. That's moving the mind runs, but I like how it feels in the hand. A lot better. You know, like I said, I've got a proto throttle, but that thing, proto throttle I'd use, Ken and I talk about this, if you had a 2-person crew, you know, if I was running the proto throttle and somebody else was switching, that'd be fine. And I should have. It took me a while. I have one I borrowed from my friend Dan, and I looked at how he did it. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's just like hitching a horse. So got the screen flash. Does anyone know what to do about that? Okay, Heath. It's tech question Heath time. Those are cool. Daryl, do you have Digitrax, or you're an NCE guy, right? With the big hammer, those things are always nice. And I think that pick. I mean, I know some people on the layouts where they reach in and they pull the Katie trip pin to the side. They're that good. I usually use them. You know, for years and years, it was the old bamboo skewer down, you know, between, you know, all the tracks and things like that. Shut my layout off. But those dental picks seems to be kind of nice because they're not going to damage your couplers. And Cricket focus. Yeah, that's the Cricket wireless. It is looking for a UR93. Okay. See, I've got it all on my layout. I've got duplex. I got UP3s, UR93s. I got laser. My favorite phone, I still have the Wi-Fi is still I like my phone, but my operators don't want to use phones. The computer can't recognize it. I don't know. I never had to update my Digitrax. How to update them? There's a guy out there. All right. Well, we'll look for the update guide. Oh my gosh. Get outside, Daryl. Run around in it. get your rain barrel out there. You know, I was sitting in the chair last night watching that football game. I don't know what they said the temp was on that stadium, like 98 degrees. Those guys are playing football. They had to lose 20 pounds each, you know. Never rains in California. But man, it pours. Man, it pours. MRC. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that's kind of, one of the off brands. Do you like it? And that works with, because you have a lot of ESU, a lot of scale train engines I see with your ESU decoders. Okay. Yeah, I've never, Yeah, I like the phone. It's smaller, and I can see all the functions when they're on and off, and I can hear the clicks. And brick to throttle. Yeah, that's I gotta watch that. So these are updatable, or were you updating the UT one, Heath? That these you can hook up and update her. Heartland Hobbies, a distributor. Okay. Because I'm trying. Who else makes DCC in the United States? I know Hornby and all those other ones do, but does Bachman make a DCC system? Also, what's this for on the bottom? I know that's for plug it in, but what's that one for? And then I got to figure out what all the stuff on the top is. So I guess I got to watch your video. So Grog can do this. But Heath, you should post the Interplan. What do you call Iron Planet Hobbies? Lowest price ever on the internet. Discount code HUMAN, another 10%. And they're all about returns. They take care of everybody. Returns are free. They have a no worries warranty. Iron Planet Hobbies is just spectacular. And free shipping. My discount was almost $40. In free shipping, which is probably another $20. So, and it might be for charging. Oh, I see. Doing the rain dance. So the video of Derailed Daryl out dancing in the rain will show up, premiere tomorrow. They're out of stock again. How many did I buy? I might have bought one or two. They had 7 when I bought, but you can be put on the list, and when they get them in. There we go. There we go. Go get that. Copy it. Go there. Get on the list. These things are beautiful. And they take AAAs, not those 9 volts. I don't know if I'll get rechargeables or not. I have never had luck with rechargeable small batteries. And Eric's in here. We were just talking bad about you, Eric, about the 3D printer. There's the 3D printer. If you guys got 3D printing questions, Ask Mr. Eric Boone. Okay, so they had 9 in stock. I got 3. And so Digitrax makes it rechargeable. Yours takes 3 AAA. Did I put the wrong batteries in here? No, there's W's. Daryl, do your throttles take batteries, or do your throttles, the MRCs, have to be plugged in? Yes, your ears were burning. We had a whole 3D print discussion, of which I knew nothing about, but I told him my favorite 3D printer left town. But somebody who works with CAD for a living. So here was our question. Because we were talking about 3D printing, iron ore, and coal loads. Can you 3D print a load that has sharp features on it instead of being kind of rounded blobs? So, yeah, Daryl. Yeah, you know, we lost, Eric knows and Ken Zeska knows, we lost our really good local source for Digitrax and things, great discounts. But Iron Planet Hobbies now with Heath's discount, no one's beat it. I've had Heath, probably 4 guys in my circle have used your discount. So, okay, rechargeable batteries there. Yeah, we do miss him. He was a good treasurer. Okay, so sharp within reason. Okay. Because I've seen guys, here's my 3D printed coal load, and it's like smooth. And I'm like, you know. And now the riffraff has entered the conversation here. Tenergy's premium grade. Okay. So that's a rechargeable. Okay. Oh, everybody say good night to John. Thank you, John. Another Masabi guy. I said I got Masabi cars on there. And we'll have to interchange some more cars. Thank you, John. Enjoy your bridge. A little bit out of, okay, good, Plumber. I thought maybe I was putting the wrong batteries in there. Okay, so Steve says you can, how much time do you want to spend making the, well, does that matter to get at like a somewhat sharp thing? Yeah, I'd like to see, Daryl, I would love to see an MRC throttle next time you do one of your, you know. We have lithium batteries. Okay, lithium. So what do you mean as backups? Is that just on the side or something? LCC. So Iron Planet Hobbies is into LCC things. Oh, okay. There you go. There you go, William. You got another convert with the proto throttle. That would make a nice couple videos there. Aren't you doing that for Mr. Dahl? I think you were doing that. You know. Right. Well, that's what we were talking about, Eric, when we go up to the guy up North's layout. And he just sprinkled iron ore over the loads I cast. But when you remove them all the time, your hands turn red. So he's not. You got to use a dull coat, and it's just use a Duracell battery for my wireless kit. Okay, is it a 9-volt, Daryl, or is it standard? I'm trying to see if MRC if their handhelds look like. Okay, so lithium battery. If the rechargeable battery dies because I forgot to charge, okay, makes sense. Yeah, I got the 9-volt ones I tried. Recharging just didn't go. Steve, have a good weekend, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate you stopping in. Really do. Yeah. Going to give it a try. Okay. What did you just pick up for yours, Don? Your brakes being tied back there. The soundtrack thing there. Oh! Oh! Do I got moderators in here? I'm one of the crew now. I'm getting spammed. Okay. Reported. And move. All right. Timed out. Yeah. Yeah. It's like the old Twin Cities division there. I know. That's a celebrity. The curmudgeon has joined us. If the curmudgeon wants, he can come up on screen. I should get a co-host here. But how long have we been going here? Oh, almost 2 hours. I haven't even opened a box yet. Need sleep. Back on track. We'll be on for it. Yep. Yep. Doing a couple modified back. Send me your throttle. I can find a way to go. There you go. There you go. And it's our first Monty Python reference all night. They should have an award for that. We should have. I don't know if I could put something up, or I should run some for the first Monty Python there. And there he is. We have all the iron ore guys in here. Well, we need Milt, but how are you? You just missed on. Okay, so now everybody's got their proto. See, the proto throttle I have isn't really mine, so I'm not gonna wreck it. And can't you order that back case from DigiKeys? Didn't you have a part number for that, William? You put those back. And you get back out in that rain, Daryl. So still want to see a MRC throttle. I'll have to Google that up. I could share that. Chasing gold, yeah. I was wondering how. I figured you were out there for weeks at a time. Okay, get back his in there. Okay, and the battery's easy to change. Yeah. Can you get one at Radio Shack? Yeah, the MP15s, yeah. That guy's hurting. Something's going on with Greg here. Keep unplugging my road. We were talking earlier too, William, about somebody had JMRI for operations, and I was sending them to your channel to check out how you've done it, because your layout, Great Northern in 1970s, runs really well with JMRI. So Ken, what was that comment you made about the Northern Pacific ore? We'll get my NP cars. I made a setup of the Northern Pacific cars. And they put most of their lettering on the bottom down here. But I know they had some weird type of iron ore. And but yeah, these are kind of fun. They make different because they're black. So these really stand out. Nice red, Great Northern ones. They just put the number on the bottom. And the Masabi ones. All right, let me see if I can fix this here. There we go. All right, let me try and see if I hold it up and it says, there we go. Now it says Great Northern. Okay. I had to click the right thing on there. Hold it up all these. Oh, no, maybe it doesn't. Go back with that. We'll go back to that. That was mirrored to me, not to you guys. D is very important. I have no idea what that is. And then the finer on how they load them. Okay, that made sense. Yeah, the more I learn about ore operations, the more complicated it gets. We were talking with Daryl and some of these other guys on how intricate you want to get it. And yeah, no. But if you're, into computers and things, and that's your thing, I would think like Roy E would be, great. I know he doesn't like Java, but the programming would be good. Heath. Yes, they make all of their thing in different sizes to show off. You can load up different N scale or O scale for ballast. See, that's what I need. If William came over and we fine-tuned the proto throttle to a set of power, then I might like it a lot more. Sam's into those. An iron or layout does not feel like it's iron. To not just feel like it's iron or upper zone. Look at my future. And I don't want to just be iron. Oh, yeah. The really good thing about the Masabi and its predecessors, opposite of mine, is the Masabi is a common carrier. The Masabi has all kinds of freight operations, and they even had passenger operations, into the 60s. And to this day, the Masabi still runs a freight train called the MRF, the Masabi Range Freight, and they service lumber yards and propane dealers and I think a window factory and all kinds of stuff. So if you're modeling the Masabi in any era, you can have general freight. The thing you can't do is you don't mix the general freight in with the ore trains. And you don't put ore cars in your general freight train. You handle them as two separate things. So if you're designing a layout for iron ore and you have your iron ore source down to a sorting yard to the dock, and then within that, you have sidings and spurs to industries that are typical to northern Minnesota, a coal dealer, propane dealer, lumber yard, gravel pit, that you can do that real easily. I think the Chicago Northwestern did and the Milwaukee Road up north. But what I model is like Erie Mining or Reserve Mining. It's not even a railroad. It's a mining company. Yeah, the Bill Bar. If you just want to watch trains run, you know, 3 AC-44s and 400 ore cars, and think of the money you'd save modeling trees, you know, in northwestern Australia. You would spend no money on scaled scenic trees. Yeah, regular freight trains. So yeah, my road's a conveyor belt, but have you ever had the VMS frost dummy? I do not think so. I wonder if that's a temperature thing. So when we get to see that, we have been watching them move, but my camera croaked. I suppose I could charge it up again. We were watching them earlier, but yeah, I haven't had VMS go bad on me. Yeah. Good evening. Thanks for showing up. Thanks. What do we got? 21 here. Jeez. 2 hours and we're gaining more people than we're getting here. Daryl's back in from the rain. It's drying off now. Yeah, look into that. If you want, I'll send you an email. You can send me an email. And Sam, where do you live? What part of the country? I know Masabi guys are all over. John Schuylkill Valley also models in Masabi. I keep forgetting that. So the stream over to start the stream. I can charge up the phone. We'll be here another hour. That would be because I have a mine run ready to go and the loads are ready to come down the hill. Look back, your neck hurts now. But yeah, Sam, you let us know, and I can put you on to just about any source of information that you want on moving freight on the rail. So yeah, the Masabi is all encompassing there. Are they back? Or is our spam back? As soon as I click off here, our spam is back. Heath, get them. All right. Oh no. You know, after the Great Northern SW1200, there might be a common denominator in your Dusty in there. Oh, you're local. Okay. Well, you'll have to come over here and run some trains sometimes. So, yeah. Good question. And the need to see all of the functions that were on and off, because with this and operating on layouts where they were using F6 and I'm trying to hit shift and something for brakes, for taking off the brakes, for doing things, I could never see what functions I had on or off. And on the Wii throttle, it's all laid off. You know, you can just scroll all the way to like 30 something functions. So the tactile feel, didn't do anything for me. And the knob, I still wonder how digital, and you got a screen and all this high tech it is, that there's still this direction button. I'm like, they still put a lever up here that could brake. And because I guess model railroaders want that. So I got over the knob right away, and yeah, maybe that was Ken. That was advertising. I know, but I'm trying to get new subscribers. Yeah, so I don't mind, Ken, either one. You know, I use them all over, but I like on my layout for the slow speeds and getting it on the magnets, as you know from working my industry jobs with handbrakes and magnets. I like to know that I'm at speed step 1 or 2, and I could never get that with the brick. Didn't help me out at all. Yeah, the Steam version. You know, I always wondered what they're doing with the Steam version because, you know, they were on somebody's show. I think they were on the second section, but they had that thing with the brake wheel and all that stuff. Same frosty results. Yeah. It's the operator. There's a loose nut between the nozzle and the door. I think that's it. Yeah, Sam, I will be at that train show wandering around with Dan Dosa and probably Ken and the other guys. Please come up and say hi. Introduce yourself. Show us what you bought. And are you in the NMRA yet? Have you joined our division yet? There we go. October 7th and 8th. Ken, who's our superintendent of the Twin Cities, and we put together an operations weekend with people like you. And I wish Heath and everybody else here who never operated before could come and run trains. So William's going to be there. Hopefully his dad will be there. And we have 6 wonderful layouts. We'll operate in St. Louis, Missouri, the Minnesota Commercial, CB&Q on the river, California Fruit, alleys in Minneapolis, and some dirt hauling road in northern Minnesota. But no, I agree, Heath. And that was one of the things, like we said, we brought up. How about an exit survey? Why don't people renew? Well, if it's a pain to renew, and you know, like I said, the NMRA should be just like all those other record clubs. It just automatically renews, and then you got to jump through all the hoops to get out. You know. No, we're drawing the line. The track inspector can come, but we're hoping to get some N scale layouts too, Heath, and some S scale and maybe some O scale. If this turns out well, you know, with all the new people having fun and things, then we'll do it again, because we had some other people want to offer up their layouts. Like I said, we got 24 spots, and I think we got about 7 or 8 left. But anybody else? But yeah, William, email me a picture if you're still here. Email me a picture of it frosting. That's really odd, because I really shake it up, that VMS, and I really thin it. And I have not had that yet. Not saying it couldn't. I think any coating can frost up on you. And it just we taco sauce it already. We gotta coin that phrase. We gotta be rich. We could be rich. We could have O scale brass engines now. There you go. The king of S scale is here. in the room, so you can ask him. And you'll have to ask him because there's only 5 other guys who model an S-scale. So, anybody else here model S-scale? Who's in HO and who's in N? You guys know. Yeah, you think about it, Sam, and like I said, if you stick around the Twin Cities, if you're going to college or getting a job around the Twin Cities, we'll be here. We got a great group of guys, and we'll get you in. Wiggy, see, everybody knows about the taco sauce. HO, N scale, virtual scale, and the man who has everything. Daryl's got G. Okay. Is it outside? I don't think I've seen your G scale, Daryl. Man, you got a lot of surprises. I told my wife, she said, "You can have a garden relay." I said, "Nothing's above ground." I said, we're gonna keep that's enough. Monthly shower. Eric, thank you. We miss you. You and your family. I hope you're well down there. And you have a good weekend, my friend. All right, so what did Ken say? Tamalco. Stay quiet and keep the riffraff out. Yeah. So what is Tamalco? Am I saying that right? Tom Elko. That could be my name. I got all the Elkos. Yeah, FN3. No. Getting into S. That's a gateway drug. That's a gateway drug. I think. S-scale. No, I didn't think there'd be locals here. I should get the address up there tomorrow, because Greg dropped out, but Dan Lindfors jumped on. So so if anybody in the Twin Cities wants to go to our yard sale tomorrow, let me see if I'll get the address here. And oh, there it is. Shameless plug. Yeah, not sponsored. Oh, the M&S. Yeah, that's required. I think if you live in the Twin Cities, you have to own one piece of M&S equipment. Otherwise, there'll be donuts at the garage sale. There better be. I could live stream from the garage sale, Heath, if you see something you like. I've got a lot of stuff I could send you. No better time to. Yeah, I agree with that. HO scale slack. Oh wow, okay. Yeah. No, you don't have to surprise him. Greg's having some health issues, so if you're coming over, I got your ore loads. I've got the ore loads for your dad. If you're coming over, I'll bring those tomorrow. But Yeah, this would be like, this is about the same as if Heath opened up his office and had a sale in there. So yeah, I'm trying. I don't know what scale do you want. Do you want it for the layout? Do you want an N scale one? So I keep asking you what industries you have. Or should I make a split rock circus car? Yeah, so where was it going? Let's go back to this because Daryl asked about that. So the slot cars are 1/64. Excuse me, guys. I'm losing my voice. Oh, and they're back. Well, maybe that's a hint. All right. Yeah, N-scale. I made, there's a couple split rock N-scale cars I've made. I know I've got a bunch to make. I just wanted to finish up some other projects and then, because I got to send one to you, and then I wanted to send one to the other guys who have layouts. I want to send one to Ray, and I want to send one to John and Daryl, and 10 to 4. Okay. We'd have to make it the Twin Cities Division clown car. So it's free. It might be my crappy Wi-Fi down here. So if I'm freezing up on you guys, I apologize. We've gone 2:17, so we'll go 13 more minutes. Yeah, they know their target audience. You're not going to that CLR. That might be live. So we'll find out. That's my wife spamming the thing, and she's trying to raise some money here because she sees all the money I'm spending on trade. So an Ethernet cable, yeah. You have to explain to me what an Ethernet cable is first. The train inspector. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Everybody say your goodbyes. And then we'll blast off and let the weekend cruise take over. My office. Oh, okay. So it's almost like Heath. That's kind of cool. Goodbye. Okay. The info. Yeah, Daryl, you're amazing me tonight. I didn't know MRC and G scale. And thank you guys. I'll have to charge up 2 phones next time, and we can do the wave rate. But I am having Heath help me up. I have 5 or 7 webcams that I'm going to put around here that'll help this, and they'll be plugged into power. I just need to get some USB active cables. Well, thank you guys for the chat. And we'll leave you with a little video here. Thank you guys. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate the friendships. You guys have a good night here.